What in the world is happening as the cryptocurrency markets crash? This in a bad crypto breaking news extra.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
The date, September 4th, 2017. Joel Comm on the scene with Travis Wright to discuss today's crypto bloodbath. Hey, Travis.
Crypto bloodbath indeed. When you wake up, I woke up, that's one of the first things I do is look at the market, and then my jaw literally dropped. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is happening?
So the reason that my dulcet tones aren't as good is I'm actually at the airport in the United Lounge on my way for a keynote elsewhere, and I just found a quiet place because this is kind of a big deal. Less a big deal in the long term, but I think because people might be concerned, we are just doing this short bad crypto extra to let you know what's going on.
Yeah, so this won't have all of the other features that we would normally have in it, and this will probably be about half the length that it normally is. And so, but we want to get to you guys and take a look, because if you look at coin market cap today, you can see that almost every single coin in the top 100 is red.
Very red, yeah. Bitcoin in the last 24 hours down 8%, Ethereum 7%, Litecoin down 19%. And as we get into some of the altcoins like Neo, which hit an all-time high of 50, it's at $19 right now, down 35%. Some of the other ones, in fact, the ones that we're both, in our little friendly competition in, where's yours at today? Your which one did you?
I got the basic attention token. So it got up to like 29 cents. Now it's sitting at 18.8 cents. But what's interesting, Joel, is check this out though. If you take a look at the total market cap, so what was the high market cap it got to earlier this week? Like 175 or something billion?
About 175 billion, and it's currently sitting at 141 billion. That's a lot of money pouring out of the markets. And let's talk about why this is happening. The big story out of the other side of the world, unless of course you're already on the other side of the world, in which case it's the side of the world you're on, is that news came out of China. And people are still trying to read into exactly what it means, but essentially China has banned companies from raising money through ICOs. And it doesn't look like it's a permanent ban. It's that they're wanting regulators to take a look at it and make sure that everything is legit. Is that what you got from it?
Yeah, so there are some great links that are in the show notes here on this that really go over this. And so there was an article that came out from SiliconANGLE back in on August 31st, where it talked about that there was some regulation that China regulators were considering a massive crackdown on ICOs. And when news of that hit, you could see that Neo did drop down a little bit. I didn't read too much into it until I woke up this morning and saw, whoa! And so they are banning them pending a broad review. So what they're going to do is they're taking a look at all of these 65 plus ICOs that have taken place during this boom in China. And which is interesting because they've raised over 2.62 billion won and almost $400 million from 105,000 individuals over this course here in 2017. So what they're going to do is they're going to investigate each one of those platforms and see if they were using misleading propaganda to promote financing activities, and to check and make sure that these ICOs are not being involved in fraud, the sales of illegal securities, illegal fundraising, or other acts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there are some who say that there's actually more to this. In fact, some are interpreting it as much bigger than the crackdown on ICOs. They're thinking that maybe this means they're going to make all cryptocurrencies and virtual currencies in China illegal. but the interpretation is being disputed. By the way, the reason we keep bringing up NEO as a symbol is, for those of you that don't know, NEO is it was an ICO. Well, it took place a long time ago. It used to be called Ant Shares. They rebranded to NEO. They're out of China, and they are the Chinese equivalent of Ethereum. So this is the token that would be used for ICOs to go public. And NEO, with a great rebranding and PR campaign, really started getting the word out, and it went all the way up to $50 in US money, of which I've been holding some since $2. So I could have sold mine up at 50, but we'll get into what this looks like for the long term, and remind you of why I don't trade and why I'm not panicking, even though people who are seeing their investment go down, some of them are.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, whoa. And I did get out of about half of my NEO, where I didn't lose too much on that, just because I've been paying attention to some of this stuff. So I do like to trade a little bit, because if I can get out of one and then get back in at a lower price, that's good. It doesn't always work that way, because sometimes you try to get out and then you're like, oh no, the price just went to the moon. And so I think that, you have to decide what is best for you and your personality and how you are wired. I know Joel is wired for the long haul. He's like, I'm not even going to stress about it. Me, I look at it like, wow, there's an opportunity here. And so I keep an eye on it pretty, regularly, just as Joel does, but Joel doesn't like to stress about it, which is probably a better position.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I look at Litecoin, for example. Okay, Litecoin went on July the, let's see, I'm pulling up the calendar here. In June, I'm just gonna pick a random date on this chart. June 17th of 2017, it hit $40, and last week it almost broke through the $100 mark, and right now it's sitting at $61. So it's still up overall. Realize we had a really great bull run, and what goes up must come down. There has to be a pullback. And if you look at the long term of cryptocurrency, there's these ups, and they're dramatic, and then there's these downs, and they can seem equally dramatic. But over the long term, the average is it goes up. And remember that we are in an infant industry still. We are still in the early adopter phase. The masses have yet to come. And so while we don't know for sure if all the governments of the world are going to make cryptocurrency illegal, it's kind of hard to stop it at this point. I can't see that happening. And in a more oppressive country like China, right, where freedoms are not something that are taken for granted the way they are in the Western world, it doesn't surprise me at all that they would crack down on this. But they are not the entire world economy, and money, I believe, is going to pour back in.
It's going to be really fascinating to watch the developments on this, due to China holding a lot of the Bitcoin miners, and a lot of what's going on in the space is in China. So if they do decide to eliminate all cryptocurrencies, that would be one thing altogether. Right now, it's just kind of in a holding pattern, and we're going to keep our eyes on it. We're going to pay attention. I would think that if they decide to eliminate all blockchain and blockchain activities, that would be completely foolish. And I don't think that's the case, because they've already signed on to some of the blockchain developments over time. And so I think this is maybe more so, one of the articles I read that it said they're trying to avoid these pyramid and Ponzi schemes. They're trying to make sure that these ICOs aren't making outlandish claims and hosing people over. So this could be just a temporary bump in the road. I would like to assume that would be the case, but we shall see.
I'm not worried, honestly. Maybe when I was a younger man, if I saw this kind of fall, I would probably panic sell. And I'm not selling a single thing. I'm hodling. I am going to ride this out. And honestly, if I had some cash freed up right now, I would probably be buying some of these altcoins that have taken tremendous dips today. I think it was Warren Buffett. I'm trying to look for the actual quote here, and I'm going to find it. I know I saw it on Reddit today in the cryptocurrency subreddit,
But yeah, this is a perfect time to buy. I mean, really, if you think about when these dips happen, these are like crypto flash sales. Like some of these cryptocurrencies may never be this low ever again, potentially. And when we're looking through and scrolling through some of the prices on this, I mean, we're seeing Civic at 33 cents. You know, you're seeing EOS at less than $1, like 80 cents right now, 90 cents. You're seeing some of these like 10x. Like this thing is like $2.50 right now. Some of these right here, you know, it's hard to say. We don't have a crystal ball, but some of these may never be this low again. So in these moments when these happen, what some traders do is they keep some money over in Tether, and Tether is it connects to the US dollar, right? And so instead, whenever these dips happen, they have a little bit in Tether, which they then will take out of Tether and then go ahead and buy some of those crypto. Like if you think Bitcoin's going to crash, it hits almost $5,000. Well, there was a big wall of people who were selling it at $5,000. Like if it was going to hit 5,000, there was a huge amount of people. There was a big wall there of people selling if it hit almost hit 5. So people are getting out. They will put their money into Tether and then wait for it to dip a little bit and then pull it out and then buy those coins again. So, you know, it's just, you will develop your own trading strategies over time. Again, Joel, he holds it. I play around a little bit because this is fun. You know, this is like a game.
I found the quote here, Travis. This is
go ahead.
Warren Buffett, who of course is one of the greatest investors and capital builders of our time, said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful." So, you know, if you think of the mob mentality, if everybody's running one way, then that is your indicator that things can swing the other way. You know, we're going to get this episode out quickly because it is very possible that tomorrow there's a big rally back when the dust settles and money flows back in, or we could see lower. I hear people saying, you know, Bitcoin 2,500. You know, who knows? All I know is whatever these ups and downs are, I'm thinking a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, and rather than ride the ups and downs and when do I buy and when do I sell, I'm just trusting the process and my instinct that says this is a big deal, and that's why we're here to share it with you.
That's true. And so we're not going to be able to be here with you every single day when these things move and grow and dip and all the fluctuations. However, we do have a great resource for you to take advantage of, because we have began curating some pretty amazing content on all these various topics. And if you are familiar with the app Flipboard, we have a resource called, we built the Bad Crypto Repository, where we're storing all the news that we find on Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech, and then we're going through those, picking the best stories for future, episodes of the show. So you can get to that at badco.in/flip, FLIP, flip, and go
the brothers be flipping.
Yeah, flip it, and then basically you can go through and flip and look at all these. We have over 138 stories in there currently, and that will grow, especially as news develops. That's going to be a really great place to see some of the places where we're storing our thoughts around different articles and what we're reading. So you can research as we research.
There's plenty of great bathroom reading in there. And so thanks for joining us for this Bad Crypto Extra. Of course, whatever platform you're listening on right now, please subscribe. Take a moment, hit the button. It's somewhere, I know that when you do that, a kitten smiles, and who doesn't want to be a part of that? And if you like what you hear, give us a review. We will catch you on the next regularly scheduled episode. And until then, stay bad.